This is an ooh-wee production.
Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, where the goal is to better our understanding through conversation. Communicating our feelings, our thoughts, or our opinions could be some of the easiest, or it could be some of the hardest things to do. But by communicating, we begin to form new perspectives. So throughout the various topics and opinions we discuss on our podcast, we hope that we can add value, understanding, and maybe a few laughs of your day. We appreciate you guys listening and enjoy the show.
Man, how this week has been, how has this week been for you? You know, how's things been? Like, talk to me, man. You know, it's been a while since we, like...
It has, though. It has, man. Since we've been able to record and stuff, man. I say, like, just a lot of transitions, man. Move to a new place, move to a new area. And it's just, like, getting used to that routine. Because, like, for me, I feel like routine is super important to me, man. So it's like, when I have something already set, and then my routine get changed, it's kind of like blowing up, like you blow up the scene or whatever. So I'm just trying to get used to my new routine, man. Get back into the groove of things, back in the gym, finally back doing the podcast. That feels good, man. So just trying to get back to those things that I feel like ground me, man. So that's really been how the week been going. I feel like it's kind of like evening out. And I'm just trying to keep that momentum, bro.
Yeah.
What about you, though?
Just staying active, man. Activity.
That's it, man. I think that's what it is, man. Like, a lot of times in life don't throw you curveballs. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up. Say hello. She got shy now. But yeah, man, I think life throw you curveballs a lot of times, bro. And you just got to keep that consistency, get that momentum. Even if it's like a stop, like you can't do the same routine or you're not able to do it how you used to. Like the day I took the girls to the park, had my weight vest on, and was just doing push-ups like while she played in the playground. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like a full gym session, but I'm able to get something in.
Doing something, yeah. Something.
So I think that's like for me, like just like you said, keeping that momentum going. Man.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like for me, man, lately, you know, first and foremost, the thing that I've been noticing, it's been a lot going on, man, and a little like what may amass us as a little allotment of time, but it's a lot going on, man. It's just like what I've been noticing is the word personal. You know, when you really enlarge that word, like personal. When something becomes personal to you, then all of a sudden your feelings get involved. You know, now all of a sudden your levels of care increases. When somebody else can be going through their own thing, and you sitting back and you watching, you be like, dog, boy, that's, a lot of people might fix their mouth and say, man, that's messed up, but that's about that's the depths of that, man. That's messed up, and then we might say, I can only imagine, when honestly we can't until it becomes personal. And the moment personal comes knocking at your door, and sometimes we don't even have a choice on whether or not we can open up the door or not, because it comes in after a while, it just knocks. And the next thing you know, it kicks the door down. And you like, before you know, personal is in your house now. You know what I'm saying?
In your personal space.
Now let's get personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
That's the greed. And it's not even
a choice.
Yeah. It's like, nah, you got to deal with it, But like lately, man, that's where, that's where I've been at with it, man. Exploring personal, again, with personal, oftentimes it comes that level of just being uncomfortable, because a lot of times, the more it's crazy, but in life, when we battling with whatever it is that we battling with, you can always tell when a person is affected by it on a emotional level, because now the shot that's brought back to another person from another person, it's a shot that becomes personal. You're like, why you got to get personal? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You saying when somebody is dealing with something.
Yeah, like, for example, when it's a rebuttal between two people. Yeah. And then it's like a little heat wave come through. Yeah. Like a heat wave sets in on the conversation. And then all of a sudden, a remark may have been a little scathing, but it's only because like that's a truth blow. Truth,
got you.
Yeah, that truth hits hard sometimes. So oh, but you ain't had to go there. You know, then all of a sudden, you know, from that point, then, you know, the rebuttal becomes a bit personal, you know, and that's when you can always tell like things going sideways, you know. But in actuality, it doesn't even have to go that way. It's just one of those things. We don't know how to deal with what it is that we're going through, what we're trying to endure, you know. So it's like, yeah.
So like, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Like, how do you handle that? How are you supposed to handle that?
Okay,
like,
so
if it's a personal blow, or like, let's just say, you saying it's two angles I go at this. Like somebody who's feel like it's personal, and then somebody who like received the personal blow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So of course it's you know, it's a two-way street, and yeah. So let's go back to what you first said. How do you deal with it? How do I choose to deal with it, man? First and foremost, man, I choose to try to choose to understand, you know, understand the magnitude of the situation. And in that, I process the fact that, okay, if I come back and I allow this situation.
Go back over there, bro.
I allow this situation to impact me to a degree to where it's got me out of my element, then that means that it has power over me. And if it has power over me, then that means, okay, number one, then obviously something that was said to me, it became scathing to me because either it was true or either I took it as though it was beneath the belt.
Yeah.
But again, even if it was beneath the belt, I can always choose my response, you know. And it's just like, you know, it's power in your result on how you choose to respond to something.
Yeah.
You know, somebody can come at you and say that they can say the absolute worst to you in terms of how they feel about you or how they, you know, how they hate you even, you know. But the thing about it is the most powerful thing happens or occurs when you choose to finally open up your mouth and respond to whatever it is that was brought your way. And you say, you know what, brother, I can't, you know, hey, however you feel is how you feel, first and foremost. You know, hey, I hate the fact that you feel this way about me. And to be honest with you, I can't change how you feel about me, you know. But the one thing that I can be is me. And I'm coming to you as an individual stating that, bro, hey, this is me. You know, I can't apologize for being me.
Right.
However, you know, I apologize if you feel like I may have offended you in some type of, you know, order or some type of manner. You know, just understand if you took it that way, then to be honest with you, that was never my intent. You know that, you know, those are the things that you can, you know, you can speak for that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean,
how somebody gonna take something, how they feel about something.
That's them. That's a them. Yeah, that's a them thing. You know,
I feel you on that.
But it's just like, man, with all of that being said, also, man, like I've been having my eye on, you know, like it's political season outside. You know, to be honest with you, this is not my favorite time of the season. I don't like political time because it's like, to me, it's yet another thing that's brought into the light to, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it creates division.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it, you know. It's just like, I feel like a lot of times it's crazy because it's seasons like this that it brings a party together and then it creates a tear within, you know, the fabric of togetherness, and you know, because it can become you have your own, you are entitled to your own opinion. And you are entitled to your own vote of who it is that you choose to vote for, or, you know, how you feel about a person. All that's all well and good. However, these are the things that really like trip me out, right?
What's up?
Somebody come in there and ask you. They might ask you this here. Like when the pandemic was, you know, like when it was at its worst outside. Are you vaccinated? Mm-hmm. Like, number one, that's that individual's personal business. now in this particular season, did you vote?
Yeah.
You know, and you already know the question that's following that question. Did you vote? Yeah. You know, well, who did you vote for? You know, so all right, so let's examine this, right? So with the first one, if you open up your mind and say, no, I didn't vote, then that's an argument already. Well, why didn't you vote? You know what I'm saying? Your ancestors did this. So you got to deal with that, right? Then from that point, you state, yeah, I did vote. Good. That's excellent. Wonderful. Who did you vote for? And don't get quiet.
I love where this conversation going, man.
When you get quiet on the matter, then all of a sudden now assumptions begin to, you know, oh, I just hope you voted for the right person because you know that, you know, so-and-so this, that, and the other, you know, because the way you look at the country now, it's going straight to whatever. Right. But again, that person is entitled to vote for who they choose to vote for, you know. They have the right to take and to choose whether or not they want to be vaccinated or not, or choose to do whatever they want to do to their body, whether you like it or not. That's their choice, you know. But again, I see so many levels of division. And it's just like, man, I get to looking at it, man, and I'm like, man, it's a part of me that's like, will things ever really change? That's a legit question that I have. Will it ever change? And then there's a strong part of me that say, as much as I would love to see things change, I feel like things will never change because as long as you have, you know, as long as you have you have the right to have the define differences within somebody else, or the right to have a difference with somebody else, or the right to be different than someone else. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. Honestly, in a sense, that's the beauty of the nation. The nation is created with diversity. It's created with, you know, equality. It's supposed to be just with whatever. But the moment you try to take in and you have such a healthy disdain for another group or their beliefs and this, that, and the other, and you can't let it go, that's where the issues happen.
I feel that, man. Because I like, as you was talking, I was like, man, I love where this conversation is going. You getting tired, mama? And I'm like, what is wrong with how somebody feels? Like, what is wrong with somebody speaking their mind, how they feel, right? Isn't that what we want, right? And then you spoke on choice. Like Patrice O'Neal is a comedian. I think he's hilarious or whatever. But he was talking about relationships. But he made a joke or analogy about, like, if a dude has 4 watches, right? And then your homeboy like, yo, let me get one on the watch. You're like, no, man, like, that's my watch. You don't even wear the watch. You only wear one at the end of the day. But it's like, yo, I think it's like he was talking about possessions. You know what I mean? Like being able to possess something and like that ego. And I think that's what it boils down to when you have differences of choices and people feeling so strongly about it, they willing to hurt you or attack you or tarnish your name. And it's like you said, bro, we can choose to agree on one thing, but agree on something else. Businesses do it all the time. They have mastered that. You know what I mean? It's just business. You know what I mean? Now there's a good and bad of that, blah, blah, blah. But I think that's where my question lies is it something wrong with having differences? Like you agreeing to vote for whoever and I'm agreeing to vote for whoever. I mean, excuse me, let me rephrase the question. I don't think it's bad that they speak their mind. Like the whole political thing, how they feel like, well, this person speaks this way and I can't believe they said that and blah, blah, blah. And this person, I love the way they talk, blah, blah, blah. Is there something wrong with speaking your mind? Isn't that what you want? So you can make a conscious decision? I guess I'm speaking in generals, but I think that's my main thing. Like you have this person, you have 2 candidates, right? One who is just unfiltered. And then you have another one who's, I guess, polished. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like,
is it even a fine line at that point?
Is it a fine line?
Over here, you got one that's that's not political at all. Mm-hmm. But more people will be drawn to that because they'll look at that and say, man, at least he's real. Then over here, You see this guy always got on a suit. You be like, man, I ain't never seen him have an off day before.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So is that even real?
Right,
is that something
man.
I can even relate to? You know, and it's like after a while. But one thing about this season, like I tell a lot of people, is like I hate this because they'll build people up, like they put them on the pinnacle, and in a matter of like after doing all of this building, you do it like you can legit build a person the whole entire season, only to watch them be destroyed in a moment.
Right.
It's like you go from up here to now the cat's out the bag and now everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Is there even a win in that though?
That's what I'm
because
saying.
It's like you hear like you said, they doing good, you had this thing and then something come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And many things come out.
Right.
And
But it's just like how do you
now you picking between two evils.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen it done right? Like, have you ever seen, cause to me, I feel like on social media, right? I have some people that I follow who are mega, and then I have some people that's minor. Like they just, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. They got a couple of thousand followers. They chill. They haven't reached that level yet to where they have to appeal to everybody. Do you think that's the problem? You trying to appeal to everybody versus you trying to find your niche?
And see, that's the thing, especially in this climate, man, that we're in now. And this social media, you know, climate is like everybody doing things for clicks, for views, for, you know, followers, things of that nature. Then certain people do it for shock appeal. You know, now they could care less about the people really, but hey, I bet you I get them if I say this.
Right,
so there's a lot of people like that clickbait or a viral sensation. Just say something. And it's crazy because now we living in a moment in which somebody can use your platform to come on for a moment. They might be guaranteed, okay, listen, this is you only, you know, tonight we can only guarantee you 20 minutes. Oh, that's fine. That's all I need. And out of a 20-minute conversation, all it take them is just a moment to say the one thing that they want to say that stirs the whole pot. And
now,
then
let me play your devil's advocate. Remember Muhammad Ali, right? Remember he used to go on the thing and he used to rhyme and he used to say all the outlandish stuff. Like, is that doing it
like a
right?
butterfly?
Yeah. But is that doing it right? Like, I'm gonna knock him so far out the ring, he ain't gonna be able to see. He just going at him, just roasting them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Is that doing it the right way?
So, okay.
Because you got a goal, like objective at the end.
But see, a lot of people say that's masterful. That's masterful because now it becomes more than just physical.
Right.
Now he's adding a whole another element to the game. So now I come back and I rebuttal and say, okay, well, now let's talk in terms of generations. That's his generation. So let's just say I say to you, bro, I don't see nothing wrong with what he said. To me, to be honest with you, man, that's PG. Did you hear what my boy Tyson used to tell him? Tyson say, I'm Alexander the Great. I'll take your spleen. I'll jump rope with his spleen. You know what I'm saying? I'm an animal. I'm a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you listen to all of that stuff and you like, my God, this man is not a human, you know? And he tell you, you know, it's just, and after that brother say, all praises to Allah. And that's it.
I feel you though.
Like, yeah.
But how like my thing is like, should you not care? Like, do you hear people be like, yo, don't care what people think, just say what you feel, blah, blah, blah. Like, because I feel like Ali, the way he did it, it was outlandish for the time. People was like, I can't believe he said that about Buddy, blah, blah, blah. But he did it for a goal in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? One, psychological to get the other dude out of character. And two, to, I guess, bring more views, bring more people to the fight, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. He turned it into pure entertainment.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, okay, what is the difference between the clickbait joint? Which we on the same page, but I'm just saying, like, how do you separate that?
How do you separate it?
Like I'm saying, is there any different than what Ali did versus the clickbait now? Like just doing the most outlandish thing to get clicks?
I mean, I think it is. I think the difference happens with the substance. That we have to pay attention to the substance.
Right.
Either it's substance or either it's abuse. You know, you're taking on too much negativity.
There's no goal to it.
Yeah, it's just like, it's really, you know, the goal is anarchy at that point because it's like, okay, I'm going to just say something. I don't care.
It's impulsive.
Yeah. I don't care how you take it. Because at the end of the day, it's freedom of choice.
Yeah.
I got, you know what I'm saying, my words, I can say whatever I choose to say. Hey, they say words don't never hurt you anyways. You know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never. And to be honest with you, that's not true. Because a lot of people get broken. They are broken by words.
Yeah.
And those words can start as young as your daughter's age, you know. Or man, shame on those people that, you know, parents that tell each, oh, you'll never amount to anything. You this, that, you useless. You know, but you're gonna be just like your, you know.
Bro.
It's just
I see it every day.
Man,
I see it every day, man.
But again, and it's like, that's uninspiring. You know what I'm saying? There is some people might think that they doing it to light a fuse or a fire up under somebody, and somebody, you know, at the end of the day, the opposite happens.
Yeah.
Why should I care? They don't care about me. They already said I was worthless. They already said I wasn't going to amount to anything. So they started to, you know, feed into that, the negativity. So, you know,
I think, bro, not to cut you out, my mom always said like this big blue seed don't have no love for you. And I think like that's true, man. Like if you don't raise your children right, or you don't speak life into them, man, like once you get out here, so many options to take, you know what I mean? That's going to lead you on so many different paths,
you know,
versus like, if you know better, do better and teach better. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's interesting, man. In this world, right? I want you to think about something, man. In this world, there's so many different ways to travel. Mm-hmm. So if I sing you out, if you look at me and you call me your mentor, if you look at me and you call me your father, you look at me, whatever, and you really looking for me to help guide you in the right direction.
Right.
And I simply tell you, you know what? I'm done with you. It's too many ways to travel. Find your path. And you start going out there. And now all of a sudden, you take 2 steps, the wind start blowing. The wind is calling you. You're like, you know what? You look up, you know, I think that's the best way to travel, by air. But what do you know about the air? The least you know about something, it becomes unfair. The disadvantages you already set behind, you already, you know, it's just so much you can get into when you don't understand something, nor do you even care to learn about it. But it's just the fact that you feeling like you're being called by something to do. Then all of a sudden you take 2 more steps. You step in a puddle, you look down, you know what? I think this is the way to travel. I think the water's calling me. I think sailing is the best route. Mm-hmm. You know, now just in a matter of us just talking, man, this is 2 ways to travel already, off the rip, off the cup. But now you done lost track of the very first way to travel, which you've been doing that from the very beginning, right. Which is just walking, using your legs. Your legs are already a vehicle, but you'll undermine your own vehicle because now you're looking at another way to travel.
You know what, like, I want to go back to what you said about substance, man. Like, I think that's the main problem, like, how we was jamming out before this, we got on, just passing music and stuff like that.
We're jamming?
Right. Yeah. We was talking about reggae music, right? And I think the substance of the reggae music, like, why it was made, you know what I mean? Like, you could feel it was made for grooving, for bringing people together, right?
Joy, happiness.
And I think that's what, like, some people be like, why they so hard on the why they so hard on the new generation, and why they so hard on this?
Because
and I think it's the substance. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you making this music for what? You talking about these specific incidents and these scenarios in this music for what? Mm-hmm. Just because, and then it's just entertainment. But like you said with the children, abuse. When you say certain things to children, it's just words, and then 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, man, you see the outcome and you see the pattern.
The generation.
You feel me? And it's like, here we go. But it's like, it's facts though. Like, that's actually how it plays out. And I think that's what it goes down to. Is like, what's the substance of, like, why are you doing this? Like, what is that for?
Man, you know what, man? Wow. So it's like we getting ready to bridge into something else, man, courtesy of the music. But the musical flow is taking us somewhere else. It's the wave. It's the wave, man. It's that the vibe, the vibrations. Mm-hmm. So check this out. I tell you where I'm going at with this, right? So I had this thought years ago, man. I felt like, man, you know, one thing about our children, I feel like our children are masterful when it comes to learning, but I feel like we're teaching them the wrong way.
What you mean?
I know you was about to say.
What you mean, man?
What I mean by that is this here. Sometimes stretch that. Majority of the times it's about the tone. It's about the approach that you choose to take.
Right.
Which will reflect whether or not you get the results that you're after. So what I'm saying is this here. I think we talked about this before. If I told you, I asked you a question, do you know your ABCs? I think we talked about this before. And then you said, yeah, I know my ABCs. And I told you, okay, cool. I want you to take and give me your ABCs without singing them to me. Mm-hmm. And then I told you, come back and let's just say you did it.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I said, okay, cool. Now I'm about to give you an ABC quiz. And I'm going to just ask a random letter. And then you tell me.
Oh, yeah, we did do that. Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly. Okay, you remember that, right? So fast forward to today, right? So, well, excuse me, not today. This is years ago. This is about, I want to say about 07, 08-ish for me. I had this thought process and I said, you know what? I said, when given the right resources and the tools, I said, our children can learn in a miraculous way. Right. But I think we learn better courtesy of music. You put it to a beat and it's a beat that can capture our attention and really like it can sit and marinate within us. We can learn it. So check this out. It was just a theory back then. This year, my theory became true.
Which is what?
That what I said was true. Apply something to a form of music and let the beat be fine.
Yeah.
Let the beat be something that we can really like, we can groove to, we can vibe with, we'll learn, we can learn whatever.
What proved it to you though?
Huh? I'm about to get to it right now. So it's a song out right now. It's a song out, I think is it Megan Thee Stallion? I can't remember, but this young lady, she has this song, and I don't know if the guy's Japanese, I don't know if he's Chinese, one of the two.
Right.
But in the song, they're actually speaking a foreign language in the song.
Yeah.
And so I know you sitting up there like, okay, all right, so prove your theory. My son and daughter was in the back seat singing.
The foreign language? So they learn a new language based off the music.
Exactly.
They don't even know what it means.
Exactly. But it's a form of teaching already.
It is though.
Because now you already, and that proves music to be what it truly is, which is it's an art form. It's universal.
You know what I never understood why, hold on, mama. You want to go lay down? I'm gonna go lay it down real quick.
Okay.
They used to say like hip hop is a learning tool. And I'd be like, really? Like how is hip hop a learning tool? Like I think it was Lupe Fiasco who was teaching like a class, a whole semester of stuff at like this university on hip hop. And I'm like, why are they teaching? Like why is that? Why should that be a class?
When they started
saying that, you know what I'm saying?
Shakur.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, why? Like, but it makes sense because there's so much to learn from the music. You know what I mean? But that's a crazy though. Like,
you gotta think about this too, man. Hip hop proves to be a language. It proved to be a resource that can break language barriers. Think about what I'm saying, man. Like, hold on. You can have people with speech impediments up until you put a beat to something. Now all of a sudden, it's almost like that blockage that caused the speech impediment is gone now because now they're within arithmetic.
I was about to say tap into something different than just like oratory, like just speaking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And tap into something totally different.
So check this out real quick, man. Just a little something. Now I'm telling my brother like this here, where I want you to really like hear this, man. This is like really. It's kind of scary when you look at it, man, and think about it because of how powerful it is. It unlocks something within our, you know what I'm saying, within our brain, brother. It's like, I think. First of all, I want to say something.
What's up?
Listen to how elementary this is.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But
like
see,
a nursery rhyme.
So that tells me, break it down to its finest degree.
Yeah.
And we revert back to children, enhancing our ability to learn. Listen to this now.
The beat on point, too. That's crazy. That's crazy though, bro.
I'm gonna stop for a moment.
What's up?
Again, the children saying this, they like they know it, like yeah. And I'm sitting up there, bro, like on the way to the football game. I'm blown away at this point. Like, first of all, what are they saying?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
With Kashiwa, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
I'ma stop.
Yeah, man, that's wild.
You know what I'm saying? Now notice something too. I'm gonna replay this. I want you to count how many times you hear stop. Just like the repetitive nature in this. Now just because it's for a reason now. It's for a reason. All right.
What's up? It's dope. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, but I can see like it's like right on point, man. Like it could get stuck in the head, man. It could get stuck in your head. That's crazy though, man.
So okay, now
I'm curious now what they were saying.
Me personally, what I think was happening is
she was repeating.
He was repeating what she was saying in English. He was saying in. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then she is say what he was saying.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
That is crazy though.
But now I'm gonna try to break this down, man.
What's the name of that song anyway?
Man,
Why you doing that on my
I'm a star, maybe? I don't know. And now when you say it, like check this out, when you say it real fast, it sounds like a different language. I'm a star.
Right, do though.
I'm a star.
That's true, man.
But like this, if you take this back to like when you in grade school trying to learn multiplication or trying to learn whatever, right?
Right.
Spelling words.
And he rapped it in it looked like Japanese or kanji.
That's whatever he was. Yeah. So it's like, but again, bro, I say to you, when you learning spelling words back in the day, right?
Right.
What's one of the ways that they said was going to help you to learn how to spell the words quicker? What did they have you to do? It was a few different methods.
Repeat it. And then
so one of the ways you repeat it, they had you to write it about 5 times or 10 times each. With me growing up, it was 10 times each. You got to write the word 10 times each. So why?
Repetition.
Yeah. It's so, think about this now. If you think about it, after a while, your mind, after seeing the word so many times, you writing it, right? It's like muscle memory. You're able to just write the word. So that unlocks one ability within your mental frame in which you like, okay, it's almost like it's for me, okay, I learned rather quickly that I got this ability, right? Like you go to a new job and then they give you like a punching number or whatever. So a lot of time when you got to clock in, you got to remember the word. So normally that'll always come like they give you something and you see it. So you see it. And what I would do is crazy. I would never really remember the number, but I get up to the code box or whatever, and I started being able to take and remember the motion my fingers made on the code.
Bro.
So I was able
happened to me a couple times.
Yeah, so I only was able to pick it up.
That's crazy.
Just from, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But I didn't know the number.
Yeah,
so if somebody came and they asked me, like I had to go to HR one time for whatever reason, they so what's your number? I really don't know. So how do you punch in the morning? And so trying to explain it to them, they looking at me like you know. So I said, can we just walk to the clock? I walk to the clock and I can sit up there. And from that, I can tell her what the.
That's crazy. And then that's wild.
Yeah, well, that's
how'd you learn it though? Like at first, how'd you know what number? You just looked at a piece of paper and you typed it in.
From the piece of paper, you have to take in. You know, you looking at the paper. So all right, 5.
So you never took the time to remember it, but you just did it.
Yeah, I just remembered it through. Yeah, the
that's crazy. That happened to me a bunch of times.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Passwords. And
so it's like it's more so like pattern.
Yeah,
it's like that. You know,
how much in life do you think is like that though? Like to where you like you sing it in grade school, you write it in grade school.
I mean, it ain't
you get in front of the class and you speak it in grade school. Like
it shows you ain't nothing ever changed with us. Like we set in our ways. You talk about it all the time, being a creature of habit.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Routine for me, man. It's like elementary. Routine, it's an elementary.
Hey, like
I eat the same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
I drive basically the same way.
Real talk, man. It's the same thing as the alphabet.
I wear the same clothes.
Learning your alphabets.
And you know what? It makes sense though, because it's like too much different. Too much different is hard to remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's too much to keep up with.
We're looking for a way to simplify it.
Now, let's go back to the beginning of the conversation with the politics, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that's also an issue? Is because it is different? Is it because the older generation, I feel like, don't get too riled up? Like you don't see, to me, I don't.
Oh man, they definitely be
okay.
The ones
well, let me ask
up.
you then, because it's like nothing new under the sun.
They're the ones to teach us to get riled up.
But it's the same. It's the same rhetoric.
Of course.
Whether it's racism, whether it's
of course
bigotry, whether it's blah blah blah. So that never changes. The player, like they say, the game doesn't change, just the players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that?
But sometimes the players use different tactics within the game, so that they can start speaking our language, so that they can start showing us certain things that look familiar.
Right.
They get certain faces out. They Kurt Franklin. They get certain.
But I don't think that ever changes. Like the basic strategy never changes. You just use different people to do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
puppets.
So do you think that's the problem? It's just like as the new generations recycle, like as they go through, it's just like new people learning about it. Like, oh, I can't believe they saying that. It's like, bro, I heard this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Same thing with your kids. So it's like they try to get over on you. You're like, bro, I used to do that when I was younger. Yeah. So that's.
Oh, sometimes you just let them waste their own time.
You feel me?
Only to meet them at the end and say, okay, I already know it. You know what it's about to go at, right?
So do you think we mad at the choices that people are making, or it's because it's continually happen? It's just different people. You know what I mean?
First of all,
like I'm hearing this again, or I'm seeing this again.
So first of all, you got certain people. Like I'll throw myself in this category. I get upset, man, because so you mean to tell me every 4 years you're going to start hearing the same thing, all of these false promises, this, that, and the other,
right? That
they know. First of all, it's almost one of them things where they know how to put their hand on the proverbial pulse of a certain society. Mm-hmm. And we know this society is lacking here. Boy, you know this, they definitely, let's play on this. You know, but and I can, it's like in my mind, I can even see this in a room. Certain people be like, excuse me, boss, I don't mean to be out of line here. Do you really think that's going to work again? We've done this, like, you know, listen, it always works. Right. I can honestly hear that because it's like, man, until we prove otherwise, a formula is never broken until we prove it to be broken. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if we keep falling for the same thing over and over again, why change it?
Yeah.
What the saying is, if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it.
Now, let me ask you this, right? Because I'm thinking like, okay, what's the solution, right? Like I could say like, just change. But I think like individually we change, right? Mm-hmm. Like me and you, we learn something different. We're going to teach our kids, we're going to teach our family. And then we're going to get introduced to a new world or a new way of doing things. And then people over there have been doing it.
Yeah.
We just knew to finding out about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So is that the case? Like, it's like that generation of whatever black people are taught, whatever white people are taught, whatever Irish people are taught, Koreans, Jews, whoever, like they're just going to keep getting taught that, right? Until somebody wants to learn, an individual wants to learn something different or introduced to a new way of doing things to them, but it's already been going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get what you're saying, man. I think the moment that change truly happens is when when being exposed.
Right.
First of all, when being exposed, understanding, look, like, okay, cool. We exposed now. Like, okay, what happens now? It's like the moment thereafter being exposed, what happens next? Mm-hmm. How we choose to handle what happens next, that ultimately determines whether or not we advance, whether we remain stagnant, or whether we actually place ourselves back even further.
Or go back to the old way.
That's why I say place ourselves even further. Like we go back further, because going back further looks like this: denying that there is a problem in the first place. Now we're gonna attack. We're gonna attack the messenger because now he's shaking up the nest.
Right.
But just because the messenger is shaking up the nest, if the nest is being shook, and we have been taught all along that the thing that's resting in this nest is hornets. When we shaking up the nest and then somebody just, dares to continue to shake up the nest, and then we notice, or select a few hang around and notice, hey, hold on, why ain't no hornets coming out? All along we was told that this was a hornet's nest. This is something totally different. But we'll never know that if we don't allow ourselves to be in an uncomfortable situation or state in which now learning must be, learning must precede what has been taught to us.
Nah, I agree. I think what's uncomfortable also is learning something new, because it's like you got the social pressure of everybody doing the same thing the same way and been doing it. Your friends' parents did it and their parents did it like that, and you heard the same stories, right? About whatever it is you want to change or you got exposed to, right? And then you learn something different. But I think also too, sometimes it don't need to stick. Like whatever you learn and whatever you're exposed to don't always need to be, killed.
You know what's interesting, bro? I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, what's up?
This is something I've never heard in a debate before.
Which is what?
But it has the potential. It's so powerful that it could possibly end a debate.
What?
It's political season, but we always go and we tune into a good debate. Mm-hmm. We like drama. We do. We love drama. Drama is fascinating to us. And arguments are fascinating to us. Who's going to have the last word? One thing you've never heard in a political debate before, I've never heard it, I'll say. Somebody come back and somebody say something, right? And they start, what they typically do, they typically hammer home when somebody has done something or said something wrong. You've never heard in a debate where somebody say, you know what? You got me. I was wrong at that point in time. I was dead wrong, but I'm human enough to state that I was wrong. Now, the world can sit up there, they can judge me on the fact that I was wrong, but why not judge me on the fact that I was wrong and I'm coming to you like a man that's imperfect, just like everybody that's sitting here listening to this debate? Why not judge me on the fact that I'm telling you that I was wrong, but now I'm coming to you to tell you that, you know what? I have been doing it wrong all along. I know that to be the wrong way, but I want to make a better way.
Yeah.
That'll end a debate.
That's I feel you on that for real.
Because now the first thing you being hammered for what? Being wrong.
But you know what comes up after that too is they ain't changed. They ain't changed, man. They just saying that just to blah blah blah. Or they just trying to,
So now see that right there? That is called ignorance. Because at that point, what are you always supposed to do anyways? You don't judge a person through what they saying. You judge them by their actions.
Yeah, you're right. So what have they been doing up to that point? After, you know what I'm saying?
If a person come and their actions is to tell you that they were wrong, first of all, in the field of politics, if somebody come and unmask yourself right in front of everybody.
I feel you on that. Nah, that's real though. I feel like that's real.
Because again, what it is, we're picking between the lessers. What it is, the lesser of two evils, right? So if somebody already telling you already see me as a, XYZ, here I am. This is me. I was wrong. But you know what? At least you get me telling you that I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to do things right. And I've been putting forth the effort to do things right. Yet this man is still wanting to go and he want to sit up there and crucify me over something that, you know what I'm saying?
bro.
Man, maybe I'm
not. I'm laughing.
Maybe I'm in
because
political season now.
I like that word, man. It's just like your certain words
It's
that
crucial,
man. You can just picture it in your head, like golly, especially on the football field, like bro, my boy got murdered. Jesus,
man,
you're like golly,
yeah, man.
Rock this world. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it means in your head, bro.
Look here, bro.
Bro, smack the taste out of his mouth. You like, dang.
Man, they ran the scoreboard up tonight.
Nah, bro, I feel you on that though, man. That's just, I guess, you know what I mean? The difference is, for me, I think it just boils down to like sometimes it's maybe we make it harder than what it is. Because I'm thinking, and maybe it's just a specific thing, but it's just like, okay, change, we hate change. We love routine. But we do the same thing over and over sometimes without wanting to change. We want a different result, but we don't want to change sometimes in certain situations.
Most definitely.
You feel me? And that's what it's like, man, that's weird. That's weird, insanity. Man. That's weird.
It ain't weird, it's insane.
Yeah, it is though. You know
What's
what
the
I'm
definition
saying?
of insanity?
But do you really, if that's the case, do you really want to change though? Like, do you really want to change if that's the case? It's probably you comfortable where you at. You just don't want to do the work to change at the end of the day.
Yeah. Man.
I take it to the simplest form, like food, right? It's like, dang, man, I know I need to work out. But you gonna go, you don't already place your order. Well, you feel me? So it's just like, bro, I know what I need to do.
I started tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
it ain't that important
tomorrow,
to you.
Thursday, you be like, boy, it just don't make sense to do it going into the weekend. So I might well do it fresh on Monday.
You feel me? I think that's how it is. And we overcomplicate stuff, bro. Because at the end of the day,
just do it.
Just start. Yeah, man. And it's just like, bro, you could see a lot of similarities between your personal life and regular life. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, bro. Like, we don't mind wearing a brand. Just do it. But we can never just do it.
We never just do it, man.
Yeah, it's like, that's the
hardest thing. You can, though. Bro, but you can just do it.
But see, that's the craziest, bro. That's the craziest thing.
What?
One of the most prominent brands that exist is a Nike check that tells you just do it.
Yeah. I think it goes back to exposure, though. Because once you get exposed to, like, you know what I'm saying, how easy it is to just do certain things. Not everything is just do it, but certain things, I think you get exposed to it. Like, for instance, I don't know.
Pre-exposed in a lot of senses.
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Or pre-exposed.
Pre-exposed. Like, I'm trying to think of something that, like, for me, like
for some, you know, not that I'm trying to single people out or whatever, but for like some people that might be weed heads, some people that might be crackheads, some people that might be alcoholics, some people that might be sexaholics, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They already been pre-exposed to a lot of that stuff, meaning that their parents, they see it. They grew up in the same house.
Normalized.
Yeah. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Psh, that's all I knew. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that right there, we a lot of people feel like that's cool. Cause hey, you gonna fault me? You don't know how I came up. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
But I'm not trying to make fun of it, because at the end of the day, really and truly, man, is really like, it's demoralizing to a degree, man. For a person to know this is how I came up. You gonna fault me? Nah, bro, we not faulting you, but we simply saying, bro, like, maybe you need to think about a little help. What's wrong with me? You said, first of all, you question, you gonna fault me. Then you come back and you say, what's wrong with you? But really and truly, when you break that down, that's a cry for help. What's wrong? You really don't know what's wrong with you. It's just that that's simple.
Real. That's real, bro. And it's like that'd be hard to just do it, because that's the only way you know of doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In your mind, you've been doing it all.
And then when you see it like that, you find things to validate doing it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. That's really how it works. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Hey man, you got anything else to say? What we looking like?
Man, we put in work tonight as far as I'm concerned.
I think that's dope, man. We'll end it right there, bro. Honestly, man, I appreciate you coming through, bro. It feels good to get back on the mic, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the Real Talk Podcast. Anything we said that resonates, anything that made you think, anything that you didn't like, man, drop it in the comments. This is the Real Talk Podcast. Every Thursday, man, we get back to posting every Thursday. Real Talk Podcast. Peace.
Real talk.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode or if you want to check out more of our content, please visit our social media platforms linked in the description of this episode. You can also check us out each week where we drop a new episode every single Thursday. So don't forget, like, share, comment, and thanks again for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.